Tian Tian has lived in the Liu family with her mother since childhood, who works as a live-in maid. She grew up side by side with Liu Jin, the young master of the Liu family. Though they share no blood relation, the two have been at odds with each other from an early age. They maintain a distant master-servant facade in front of outsiders, yet every conversation between them is filled with bickering, sarcasm and mutual disgust. Cold-spoken and harsh-tempered, Liu Jin is a high-ranking cold president in the business industry and also Tian Tian's direct superior at work. He is extremely strict with her and deliberately makes things difficult for her all the time. In return, Tian Tian often complains about Liu Jin, mocking his plain appearance, lack of charm, and even ridiculing him as an ordinary and arrogant man with no physical advantages. Trapped in a dull and depressing daily life, Tian Tian accidentally started an online romance and met a gentle and considerate mysterious netizen. This online boyfriend often shared photos of his well-defined eight-pack, abs and sleek waistline. His words were always ambiguous and doting, calling her sweetie all the time. The stark contrast between his tenderness and Liu Jian's harshness deeply attracted Tian Tian. She indulged in this secret online relationship, constantly daydreaming about intimate and sweet moments with her online lover while staring at his attractive body photos. Gradually, she grew more and more disgusted with Liu Jin, who targeted her everywhere in reality. The two chatted privately every late night. Tian Tian was used to acting coquettish lie in a soft, squeaky voice for her online boyfriend, asking for affectionate interactions. They made an appointment to meet offline, and their online relationship became increasingly intense and intimate. The Liu family held a grand family banquet. Bored and idle, Tian Tian sent a voice message to her online boyfriend on a whim, acting cute and asking him to call her sister. Unexpectedly, this voice was played publicly throughout the entire banquet hall in an instant, letting every guest present hear her often delicate coquettish voice clearly. In shock and confusion, Tian Tian suddenly realized that the person who sent the responding voice and interacted with her in real time was exactly Liu Jin, her lifelong rival. After checking their identical avatars, real-time message reminders and precise distance positioning showing they were within 50 meters of each other, Tian Tian was horrified to confirm the cruel truth. Liu Jin, her bickering enemy and demanding boss in real life, was the gentle online boyfriend she had a crush on and shared ambiguous conversations with every day. The cold and aloof President Liu had long been secretly in love with Tian Tian. He hid his real identity on purpose and started an online romance with her silently. Accidentally connecting to the Bluetooth speaker at the banquet, he broadcast Tian Tian's coquettish voice in public, exposing his online love identity in front of all relatives and friends. Faced with teasing and inquiries from relatives, Liu Jin had no choice but to lie awkwardly, claiming that he had not met his online girlfriend yet. Shocked, embarrassed and furious after discovering the truth, Han Yanqian could not accept that her worst enemy was her beloved online partner. She sent a breakup message on the spot, determined to end this absurd relationship completely. The next day at the company, Liu Jin fell into extreme moodiness because of the sudden breakup. He turned into a cold and irritable tyrant, forcing all employees to work overtime to revise project plans. He vented his frustration on everyone except Tian Tian, hiding his grievance and loss deep in his heart. On his private social account, he bombarded Tian Tian with lengthy love paragraphs, large transfer payments and countless voice messages, humbly begging for reconciliation. He catered to all her unreasonable demands without hesitation. During an important company meeting, Tian Tian deliberately made things difficult for him, ordering him to take a clear photo of his abs immediately. Despite strange stares and doubts from colleagues, Liu Jin panicked and secretly took photos in a flustered manner, looking utterly awkward yet utterly obedient. His extreme contrast revealed his deep and uncontrollable fondness for Tian Tian. Amused by his humble reaction, Tian Tian still insisted on breaking up and avoided all private contact with him. A regular monthly company dinner was held soon. Liu Jin, who never participated in team gatherings before, made an exception unattended. A scheming female colleague in the company, known as the Green Tea Girl, took the chance to fawn on Lu Jin, leaning closely against him and showing excessive hospitality. However, Luge indirectly rejected her coldly in public and drew a clear boundary, making his disgust obvious. After the dinner ended, all colleagues deliberately left the drunk Luge in to Tiantian to take care of. Helpless, Tiantian had no choice but to drag the unconscious Luge in back to the hotel room alone. Staring at his superior and perfect figure up close, she could not help feeling curious. When she reached out tentatively, she was suddenly grabbed by Lu Jin, who had only pretended to be drunk. Lu Jin had known the truth all along. Taking advantage of his drunken state, he kissed Yan Tian forcefully and confessed his true feelings. The two crossed the bottom line and had an intimate night together. After waking up the next morning, Tan Yan Yan was overwhelmed with panic and regret. She planned to sneak away quietly, pretending that nothing had happened the night before. She made up various excuses to cover up the truth of staying overnight and tried her best to avoid Lu Jian's inquiries. Back at her workstation, ambiguous hickeys on her neck were almost noticed by gossipy colleagues. She could only cover them up awkwardly and kept dodging Lu Jian's gaze, trying every means to cut off all ties with him. To get rid of Lu Jin completely, Tiantian blacklisted his private WeChat account, moved out of the Lu family residence, and escaped every chance of being alone with him. She made up countless bizarre excuses to avoid meeting him. Nevertheless, she had gradually gotten used to Lu Jian's existence unconsciously. She would compare other men with him involuntarily, and her mind was always filled with his perfect figure and hidden tenderness. Just as Tiantian was gradually distancing herself from him, the scheming green tea female colleague came to hurt her unexpectedly. She held the audio recording of their intimate night together and blackmailed Tianyan for 10 million yuan as hush money. She threatened to expose their ambiguous relationship to the public, ruining both of their reputations completely. Cornered and helpless, Tianyan had to ask Lu Jin for help and directly asked for 10 million yuan. Lu Jin saw through her predicament and the Green Tea Girl's conspiracy at once. He also realized that Tianyan had been deliberately escaping from his feelings and refusing to take responsibility for what had happened between them. Lu Jin summoned Tianyan to his office, exposed all her pretenses, and questioned her evasive attitude frankly. He confessed everything sincerely. He had fallen in love with Tiantian since they were young, started the secret online romance because he could not approach her openly, and bickered with her on purpose just to get her attention. All his harshness and harsh words were just clumsy ways to hide his deep love. Faced with Lu Jian's heartfelt confession and burning affectionate eyes, Tianyan finally let go of her long-standing prejudice and resistance. Lu Jin made it clear that they had no blood connection at all, so there was no ethical barrier between them. In the ambiguous and enclosed office atmosphere, Lu Jin took the initiative to kiss her and begged her to stay. He pressed step by step, waiting for her definite answer. Knowing that colleagues would return to the office soon and their ambiguous posture would cause a huge scandal if discovered, Tianyan had no choice but to nod and agree to be his girlfriend, officially confirming their romantic relationship. Overjoyed, Lu Jin completely abandoned his cold president demeanor and only showed exclusive doting and tenderness to her. The two resolved all past conflicts and misunderstandings, transforming from lifelong bickering rivals into lovers who loved each other deeply. Centering on the core dramatic contrast of hostile rivals, in reality versus loving online lovers, the story unfolds with a complete emotional line. It interweaves childhood entanglements, superior subordinate workplace tension, the embarrassing banquet public broadcast incident, ambiguous office interactions, intimate one-night stand after drinking, blackmail from a scheming female supporting character, and mutual confession and reconciliation. The sharp contrast of character settings runs through the whole story. Lu Jin is cold, mean and possessive on the surface, but clingy, humble and indulgent in private. Yan is spoiled, sharp-tongued and soft-hearted. She hated Lu Jin at first, gradually wavered, fell in love unconsciously, and finally faced hurt feelings bravely. The tangled unrequited love, awkward identity confusion, and external pressure and hidden worries pushed the plot forward continuously. In the end, the hero and heroine broke through all estrangements and prejudices, tore off their original identities and disguises, and ushered in a sweet relationship of mutual devotion and exclusive love.